Tosca and standard modules in Tosca. So there are standard modules where you can use already use in Tosca, and we try to create modules and how to scan the modules, what are the different scanning methodologies and how to rescan, and we also do these identification methods. And we start, once the module creation is done, we start creating our test cases. So we'll explain you about the basic test case structure and what are the test steps that you have to follow, and what are the Tricentis standards that you have to follow if you are creating a test case, and how to give the test step values. So whenever we are talking about test step values, we have to give some action modes. So we'll also discuss about what are the different action modes are there in Tosca, and we start discussing about buffers. There are different types of buffers we can discuss on later stages. We also discuss how to verify with the help of Tosca and how to run your test case. So once this test case creation is completed, obviously the next part you have to do is you have to run your test case and check whether the test case is working properly or not. So that is the next topic we'll be working on. So run your test case, and after you run the test case, you have to modify your test step. It's basically when you start building a test case, it will be a basic module that you do. Okay, so you have to enhance your test cases. So once you start creating your test cases, then comes the enhancement of your test cases. So what comes in the enhancement? You start implementing this text expressions that are provided in Tosca. You give random functions. You have to check the dynamic dates, and you have to implement date functionalities. You can use time functionalities. You have also math functionalities that you can implement. How to generate a dynamic test, how to generate dynamic dates, all these things will come under enhancement of your test cases. So once you have the basic structure, like you have basic test case creation, then you start enhancing it. So now once you started enhancing, you have to you are building more properly and more neatly. Okay, so for that sense, you start creating your libraries, and how to create a library, how to create a test case from the library, all these things will be understood. And you also understand what is configuration parameter. You have some self-defined or test configuration parameter, and create a how to create a business parameter also we'll check. And once that enhancement is done, now you have to uh, execute all of them as a set, like 100 number of test cases if you have to run. So what is the procedure you have to run, how many different ways you can run your test case, all those things you can understand by creating an execution list. So once that you have got a grip on execution list and all, um, you start having this advanced concept. So what are the advanced concept? It's not like you can only create your test case on one environment. You can use your test case for multiple environments. So if you have already have an experience of testing, you would have already known that every test case or every test suite, whatever you run, you have couple of environments. You have to check the same test case whether it is working properly or not. So in the same way with this tool, it also helps us to check for multi-user environment. So you also see about what is a recovery and cleanup scenario, and what are the different repetitions in Tosca, and explicit name in Tosca, usable tester blocks, how all we can use. So you using all of things, what helps us what helps our test case to behave more proper. So all those things you will start learning it. And the main topic is how to work with a table. So most probably, like whenever you are working, there will be some tables that you have to fetch the data. So it is a very easy concept when you are trying with Tosca. And you can use the action mode constraint. You'll also know how to do a row count, column count, everything, etc., etc., whenever you're working with the tables. Also, it's not only that in Selenium or Java or something, is a Python or PyCharm, you can only use this while if do statements. Okay, in Tosca also you can create loops, you can create if and create statement. But whenever you are using this while and if else loop in Selenium, it will be little hard. You have to have a programmatic language. But whereas in Tosca, it is very easy to implement all these things. And once you have completed this all these things. Now what you have to do, you have to pass your test data. Till here what you will be learning, you will be only learning to pass your test data from your test case. But then starts your next step is test case design sheet, where you create a test sheet, and you can either create a test sheet in Tosca itself, or you can get this test data from Excel sheet also. Likewise, in Selenium, you get your test sheet and data driven test cases you write, right? So the same concept you can implement in Tosca also. And you also see how to link requirements, how to